Hey, what is up you guys? My name is Catherine and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of Drugstore first impressions that you guys voted on and said you wanted to see in my little brand new community tab. So this might be like a little bit of a long intro. I have some like housekeeping things to address, if you will. So if you're just interested in seeing me try out all this new makeup, I will put a timestamp right here so you can skip ahead to that. But if you're interested in like what's going on in my channel and in my life, just keep on watching. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. As of now, I post new videos every Wednesday and Sunday, but that's one of the things that I am going to address. So first of all, I do now have access to the community tab, which is super awesome. I can post like status updates and polls and stuff and just like keep in touch with you guys better. So definitely keep your eye out for polls and things. I'm really interested in getting your guys' input and making sure that I'm putting out content that you guys want to see and when you want to see it. So that being said, I did put out a new poll to see if I need to like refine my posting days. Right now I post on Wednesdays and Sundays, but I just wanted to see if there's days that are better. And you guys voted for Friday and Wednesday, and I don't want to like post twice a week with 1 day gap in between. So I do have another poll up as to if you'd prefer Tuesdays and Fridays, because Tuesday was the second most voted on weekday day, or Wednesdays and Sundays, which is what it is now, because Sunday was the second most voted on weekend day. So make sure you go vote on that. Right now it is a solid 50-50. So your vote does matter, not just in the USA, but also on my channel. Wow, that was really stupid. I can't believe I said that. Second thing, Vlogmas is coming up. And for those of you who don't know what Vlogmas is, basically people will post daily vlogs like every single day, either in all of December or just leading up to Christmas. And for those people who like don't make vlogs like me, they post regular videos. They'll just post their regular videos every single day in December. And I would absolutely love to do that. Like that sounds like so much fun, but I'm in school full time and I work like maybe like 15 hours a week. I don't really know. And now that it's holidays, like I gotta be working a lot more. So like as much as I want to post videos every single day in December, I would not sleep and I would die. I do have like a ton of video ideas right now. Like this is my notes in my phone of video ideas, and like some of these aren't just like single video ideas. Some of these are just general things like holiday tutorials, which I have like 3 or 4 different ideas for at the moment. And I counted and I have 26 like bullet points on here. So posting only 2 videos a week, it would take me 3+ months to get through all of the video ideas that I have on here. So I am going to be trying to post more in December. I'm not going to be posting every single day because I just can't physically do that, but I will try to post more. What I'm going to do as like my Vlogmas celebration is have a theme for each week. So this week's theme for December is going to be first impressions. I did pick up a ton of new stuff for Cyber Monday. So any video that I get up this week is going to be first impressions based. And then the week after is going to be declutter, project pan, all of that sort of fun stuff based. So Andrea, you're gonna love that week specifically. And then the week after that is going to be holiday tutorial themed, because that is the week leading up to holidays. And then I'm actually not sure what I'm going to do for the final week. I am in between having that week be all skincare based or having that week be based on like behind the scenes of making YouTube videos. So I would do like how I make my thumbnails and like a tutorial for how I make some of my like graphics, like the splash effect graphic that I have in there. So like both of those things are kind of straying a little bit from my typical beauty video, but I thought it would be fun to have a week that's a little bit different. So let me know down below, or I'll maybe make a poll as to which of those themes you would prefer for the final week. And then for the last 3 days in December, like the days leading up to New Year's, I'm going to do like full face of my favorite products in 2018, full face of my least favorite products in 2018, that fun stuff. So I think I've talked my head off and your ear off probably. So I'm just going to go ahead now and finally get started with putting on this makeup. I have this Walmart bag of fun stuff. I went like crazy at the drugstores when I was back home over Thanksgiving For some reason, the drugstores in New York are like really weird and we don't get new product until like 3 months after it released. And then like, I don't even have a Walmart here. Like the closest Walmart is in New Jersey and it's like a 1-hour train ride away. So like, I don't get to just like go into a Walmart and pick out like Walmart brands like Hard Candy and Flower Beauty, like anything that's Walmart exclusive I can't get. So it was really fun for me to go home and like hit up all the drugstores. Before I put any makeup on my face, I'm going to prime, and I didn't get like a like lotion-y primer. I don't know what the word is, but like the ones that you actually spread on your face. I don't like using those in conjunction with trying a new foundation because I find that they can very much interfere with how a foundation performs. And if I don't know how the primer performs and I don't know how the foundation performs, like using two together isn't a great idea. So I picked up the Pixi Skin Treats Hydrating Milky Mist. I've heard great things about this and the Glow Mist. Now, Pixi is one of those brands that's like, it's drugstore, but it's barely drugstore. Like, it's a little pricey for the actual drugstore, but you can get it at Target in Target stores. This 2.7 ounce bottle was 15 bucks, or it is 15 bucks full price. So this contains hyaluronic acid, black oat, vitamin A, linoleic acid, and vitamins B1, B2, and B6. So I'm not familiar with all the vitamins, but I know hyaluronic acid and oat specifically are really good for dry skin, and I have dry skin, so. Okay, that feels really nice, and I could probably sit here and spray this all day and go through $15 just like that. It smells hydrating, which I know sounds weird, but like, you know when you just smell something and you're like, yeah, that's gonna be good for my skin? Smells like that. I can see myself going through this really quickly. I love sprays. Like they're just so refreshing and nice and fun. So now I'm gonna go into brows, and I like went a little crazy with the brow pencils because I've used up all of my brow pencils since starting my Project Pan, and now that I've realized how convenient brow pencils are, I can't go back to using a pomade on a daily basis, and I'm trying to find like a holy grail brow pencil from the drugstore. Doesn't break the bank. Everything I want, all that good stuff. So I have this e.l.f. brow pencil that was $2. I have this Wet n Wild. Okay, so apparently this is an eyeliner, so I did only pick up 2 brow things. My bad. We might use this later on, we might not. We'll see. And I have this Joa Beauty Auto Eyebrow Pencil. I'm sorry, there is so much traffic outside my apartment right now, and if I stop every time a horn honks, like I'm never gonna get through this video, so sometimes I miss the cornfields, I really do. So I talked about Joa Beauty in my video talking about brands I've never tried, and Joa Beauty is a new brand at CVS that's K-Beauty inspired, and they were being really, really sketchy when I was like asking them about their cruelty-free status on Instagram, but Nicole Cutler did a video testing them out, and she is 100% cruelty-free, and she said she emailed them and like spoke to someone at the brand, and yes, they actually are cruelty-free, and I trust her. So my guess is there just was some like unpaid social media intern that like was being shady when I was talking to them. And I've heard the Taylor just absolutely rave about this brow pencil, so I'm really excited to try this one out. I'm gonna go in with this one first, and I might add in the e.l.f. brow pencil depending on how I like this. So this one was $4. Which is pretty cheap, and you can get it at CVS's. I've heard people say that they don't have Joa at their CVS, but I have Joa at my CVS's here and back home, so I like don't know why people have trouble finding it. Okay, right off the bat, this is definitely a warmer brown than I typically like for my brows. So I'm gonna even out the line that I did on the other side and then try out that e.l.f. brow pencil. I feel like I need to just start getting my brow products in black and using like a light hand with them because I really like a cool toned brow pencil. All right, so this e.l.f. one was $2. I got this at Walmart, but I see this like everywhere e.l.f. is sold. Okay, so that is definitely a winner for me. That is like my perfect cool tones dark brown color. It's creamy enough that it goes on easily, but not so creamy that it's like smearing all over the place as you're trying to do your brow. And for $2. All right, so now I'm gonna be doing my eyeshadow. And I'm priming my eyes with my Milani eyeshadow primer for the same reason that I don't like using like a spready primer on my face. I just don't feel like it's giving the new stuff that you're trying a fair chance if you're also, like if you're using a new eyeshadow formula and a new eye primer formula, like you're not really gonna know what's working and what isn't. Like if your eyeshadow just turns out shit, you're not gonna be sure if it's the eyeshadow's fault or if it's the primer's fault. But this is like hands down my favorite, like all-time favorite shadow primer. I think it's so good. It's a great price. It's like $6 or $7 at the drugstore. And I haven't been setting my eye primer lately because my friend RD was like, Kath, you gotta stop doing that. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Like I don't hate it, but I don't know if I love it. So for my shadow, I'm using the Milani Soft and Sultry eyeshadow palette. I've been talking about wanting to try these palettes for months, I feel like, and I finally picked one up at Walmart. So these are $20 on Milani's website, but it was like $14 or $15, like $14.50 at my Walmart. I got the Soft and Sultry one because look at that. I feel like this is so beautiful and unique, like not only just to my collection, but just like at the drugstore in general. And it looks high-end. Like this packaging reminds me, well, everyone, it's obviously like the same packaging layout as the Stila eyeshadows, but it also reminds me of my Tarteist Pro packaging. The Tarteist Pro one I think is fully metal, and this one definitely has plastic on it as well, but it just looks so sleek. It has a huge mirror. Like you're definitely getting good value already with the packaging. So I'm starting out mixing the shades Tantation and Soft Touch. These are these two light shades. One's like a little more pinky and one's a little more greigey. I feel like I don't even need to tell you that I'm using my BH Cosmetics number 11 brush. I need to find a brush that's still made to recommend to you guys for transition shades because they don't make this anymore, which is really sad. I might email them. Be like, hey guys, this brush does everything, and you need to bring it back or make a new version of it. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do a halo eye today, which is probably a really shitty choice because I don't always love halo eyes. So this is going like all up in my crease and into my inner and outer corner. And it's like not really shown up on my skin because it's basically the same color as my skin. And now I'm going into the shade Smokin' Hot. It's a very cool toned taupey brown. I'm using my BH Cosmetics Studio Pro 16. And I'm just doing the same thing. This is going all up in my crease, inner and outer corner. Just really gently building this up. Oh, hi, Shar. All right, now I'm going to the shade After Hours, which is like a darker cool toned brown, but it's like the lightest shade of the darker row. I'm using a Sigma E45 small tapered brush. I might switch this up. I'm not sure if this is the right brush choice or not. So this is what I'm using in my inner and outer corner. And I'm just using that BH Cosmetics Studio Pro 16 to swirl this color upwards. And like, I'm just ever so slightly bringing that across, but like, I don't want it to be too dark in the center up here. Now for the center of my lid, I'm going to start out with the shade Come Hither, which is a very cool toned shimmery grayish brown. And I'm using this like fluffy Kylie brush that doesn't have a name. I've been liking fluffier brushes for lid shades. I don't know what's up with that, but I have. And I do always like to like wet my brush or use my finger, but just for kicks, we're gonna do it dry. To start, oh, wow. You guys, in the pan, this really doesn't look that impressive, but for being dry on the lid, wow. 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 Now we're gonna go onto the other lid wet with some rose water and glycerin. So dry definitely gives you like a very intense shimmer. I wouldn't quite call it metallic. Wet gives you more of a metallic effect, and I'm gonna go over the dry side with my finger. Okay, so that also gives you a more metallic effect. Now I'm first just gonna blend the edges of that halo a little bit. And I'm gonna take my Real Techniques accent brush. I'm going into the shade Diamonds and Pearls, which is the lightest shimmer shade in the palette. Just going into this, it feels grittier than the other shimmer that I've already used. And I'm spritzing that. And I'm just gonna pop that like right into the center of the lid to really like add some dimension to the halo. I don't feel like that did a whole lot over top of the other shimmer, so we'll play more with that later on, see how it looks on the inner eye. I'm now going into Naughty Night, which is like the darkest shade. It doesn't quite look black, I can't tell. The one next to it is more of a brownish black. This one just looks like a soft matte black with maybe a hint of more gray to it. And I'm using this AOA Studio E134. It's a little like pointed liner brush. And I'm just doing a wing shape, but only going towards like that outer part of the halo. I don't want to bring that in too far and like detract from the halo. And I'm going to use that Sigma E45 to blend out that line. So we're getting that more smoked liner effect. And I'm taking this Luxie 131 brush and just popping that black like directly into the outer corner. Smoking out a liner is something that I really love to do, and I'm also not very good at it, so bear with me. I normally don't do this on camera quite so often. Alright, so I'm just using a little bit of micellar water to clean up that edge just a skosh. This really didn't get like there was like a little bit of fallout under here, but not really. So I didn't get a new liquid liner because I'm so picky about my liners. I have really watery eyes and almost no liners work for me, so it was just gonna be a waste. So I'm just using my Physicians Formula Eye Booster to go along that smoked out liner look thing we got going on. So obviously I'll be finishing that up, but I'm first gonna do foundation. Before I do that, I just wanna do another spritz of this because it feels so good. I feel like this is a good day for me to be trying a new foundation because I have just like a little bit of breakouts going on. So we'll be able to see how those get covered. So for my foundation, I got the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundation. I hear so many good things about this foundation, and I'm so excited that CoverGirl is now cruelty-free. They're Leaping Bunny certified. I feel like so many people are like sketched out by them being cruelty-free and like don't trust it, but like I trust Leaping Bunny and I don't get why other people don't. So this is the shade 705. This is the lightest shade that my Walmart had, and it looks like it should be a good match. It doesn't look too pink or too yellow. I don't know what this is supposed to retail for because my Target has it listed as $5, whereas Ulta has it for $12 and I paid $8 for it. So shop around if you're trying to buy this. So this says on the bottle, lightweight full coverage that hydrates and includes SPF 20 vitamins and an antioxidant, and it is oil-free. So I've heard this is great for dry skin. Going to start out with a single pump. I'm gonna use my AOA Studio sponge. I feel like using the Juno & Co sponge for the sponge side like doesn't make sense because it makes it super full coverage. So one pump with a sponge is definitely not full coverage, but I think it looks really pretty. But like you can still see like my spots coming through and like just a little bit of redness. So I'm gonna do a brush on the other side of my face. So this is the BH Cosmetics Vegan, I always forget if it's 12 or 11, Vegan 12 face brush. I would definitely say there's a noticeable difference in coverage with the brush versus the sponge. It's much higher coverage. On the brush side, I still don't know if I'd call it full coverage. I think the brush side looks a little cakier. I'm gonna add one more pump to the sponge side and try to like even everything out, and I'll probably go over the brush side with my sponge just a little bit. I definitely like this better with a sponge. I think one pump with the sponge on one side was definitely like a light coverage, maybe light medium, and adding the extra pump brought it up to a higher medium coverage, maybe a low full coverage. Like you can't see my forehead zits anymore, but the really red one here, you can still see. I think the shade match is good. I'm definitely glad I went with this one, because it's still maybe like a little bit darker than my neck, but nothing crazy. So the next shade down, which I was torn between, definitely would have been too dark. I'm gonna talk about concealer and powder right now real quick because I like to conceal and immediately set my under eye. So for concealer, I have the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. I'm kind of late to the game with this one. I hear very mixed things about this. Some people say it's like the Shake Tape of the drugstore. Other people say it's just complete crap. And this was $3 for 0.28 ounces of product. So if I like this, it's an incredible deal. And then I have the Joa Beauty Selfie Ready Setting Powder. This was $8 at my CVS. I'm very curious about this because most setting powders are way too yellow for me. Even like translucent powders like oxidize to be yellow. So I like that they have like a peach and a banana and a translucent. So I always do my concealer and powder with a sponge. So I'm gonna do one side of my face with my AOA sponge and one side with the Juno & Co sponge, because this definitely gives like a very different finish than a regular sponge does. So this is the shade, yeah, it doesn't even say on the tube. No, it does. This is the shade Light Ivory, which I believe is the lightest shade that this comes in. And if this really is the lightest shade this comes in, like that's weird because it's definitely darker than the foundation I have from the Photo Focus line. So on its own, looks really nice. It blended out easily. Definitely has like a matte finish, but doesn't look too dry. I prefer a dewier foundation and a matter finish concealer just because I feel like matte concealers last longer. I think the powder is a really good match for my skin tone. Like I know the peach is meant to be brightening, but I just feel like it looks like my skin tone. I don't think it looks too dry on either eye. It definitely looks drier on the Juno & Co side, which makes sense because that sponge picks up more powder. So I got like a little bit of foundation up here on my eye, so I'm just going over that. For my under eye, I'm not adding new product onto this brush. This is the Luxie 131. I'm just bringing that down hopefully smoke that out a bit. And I'm like connecting that up to the wing. It's one of the hardest things for me with like winged eyeshadow / liner is like connecting the eyeshadow and the eyeliner. And I'm taking the tip of the Sigma E45 and taking that shade After Hours again. And just using the tip, I'm bringing that into the more center part of my under eye and blending along that black shade. My camera stopped recording while I was blending and I didn't realize. I'm like serving like Taylor Momsen vibes right now, so there's that. I'm going back into Diamonds and Pearls on the little Real Techniques accent brush. And I'm gonna pop this into my inner corner. I'm gonna try my pinky. Okay, so that shade definitely works best on a finger, not on a brush. I didn't get new lashes because I don't love lashes, but the way this eye look is going, I feel like I'm gonna end up wanting to use lashes. But I'm gonna try the mascara I got first. By the way, update on this lash serum from Etude House. I mentioned it in my packing for Thanksgiving video. I feel like my lashes really have gotten like longer and healthier looking. Like nothing like super dramatic, but they definitely look better. So there's that. So I have the CoverGirl Lash Blast Fusion. We'll see how this goes. This did make my lashes really long and like not clumpy, but they're not like dramatic enough for this specific eye look. So I'm gonna pop on some Ardell Wispies. This actually went on super easy. I've definitely been getting like better at doing lashes. I am going to go over the lash band with liner and like a little more mascara and everything, but I want to let my lash glue dry. For blush, I have the Wet n Wild Color Icon Blush in Rosé Champagne. This is by no means a new blush, but it's new to me. It's $3. $3. I got this because Nicole Cutler raves about it. That girl could sell me literally anything. I really like this. I feel like it's very nice and neutral. Like it's not too like pink, peach, anything like that. And like I'm building it up so there's like more on my face and it's building up nicely. But on its own, it's also a nice subtle bit of dimension. For highlighter, I got this CoverGirl Peach Punch highlighter. This is a Walmart exclusive item, and it's scented. It doesn't smell like peaches. It smells like L'Oreal Kids shampoo. That's what it smells like to me. This is $7 at Walmart, and if you're someone that doesn't like glittery highlighter, I can tell you right now, don't get this because I can see the chunks of glitter in here. I can't find my Real Techniques highlighting brush, which I feel like would work really well with this. Like sometimes I can just tell. So I'm gonna use a BH Cosmetics Studio Pro 18, which is meant for, oh wow, that was really dusty. Look at this. Okie dokie. This is quite pretty. Most of my drugstore highlighters are either too gold or too pinky for me, personally, to wear all the time. This is like a nice, true champagne-y shade. It is very powdery in the pan, I will say. All right, if you're similar to my skin tone and you struggle with finding highlighters that aren't too gold or anything, I actually would really recommend this one. The only drawback, I mean, the smell, I don't know. If you like smelling like the Tier 3 shampoo that you used as a child, like it's not that bad. And the powder, but like, I don't really care about fallout. I care about how something performs on the face. And on the face, I'm not seeing like glitter chunks. I think it all went away with the powder. I am gonna add a little more of this blush. I didn't get a bronzer or a contour because I don't really like do either of those things enough to make it worth spending the money on it just for a video. I'm almost done, almost. I just need to do lips. So I have this NYX Intense Butter Gloss. I got 2 of these. They were on sale for literally $3 at my Walgreens. This is the shade Tres Leches, which is pink. Can't get this open. I feel like this is like a good, like, my lips but pinker. I wish I could find the other shade that I got because I feel like it would look better with this look. Here it is. So this is the shade Cookie Butter. It's very nude. All right, so this is the final look. I like how it turned out all together, but like, let's give everything a rundown. I'm like not like a yes, oh my god, I'm shook type of person when I'm like trying stuff out. Very often, like, you'll see me do like a little gasp when something's like a little prettier than I was expecting, but I'm not like a very dramatic person, so it's sometimes hard to tell how I feel about stuff. Obviously the Joa one was a little too warm for my liking, so I'm probably just gonna pass that along to a friend. This e.l.f. one I'm very pleasantly surprised by for $2. Let's see how much you get in here. Okay, so you don't get a lot in here. That's why it's $2. So probably still not my holy grail brow pencil. This palette, you guys, this is such a win. Like, if you covered the label on this, I would assume this is a high-end palette. Like, I would just assume. Like, maybe I would feel that the packaging is like a little plasticky and like start to question that, but like some high-end palettes are cardboard, so I don't know if I really would. Like, these blended themselves. I think they're so pretty. Even the shimmers. The lighter shimmer color, I was like, like not the most impressed by, but this shimmer is very, very pretty. This is such a unique palette. Like, cool tones aren't really very popular in 2018, so this is definitely a very good addition to my collection. Like, I'm starting to get more into cool toned looks, especially like you guys are hyping me up. I mean, like, yeah, they look really good on you. And for the fact, like, since this is $15 and you're getting 16 shadows and they're really good quality, like the mattes literally, I felt like were blending themselves. There's not really a lot of fallout. They're definitely soft to the touch. I wouldn't say they're as soft as the shadows in my Tarte Pro palette, but they're very close. They're very, very close. If you don't like cool tones, Milani also makes 3 other versions of this palette, and some of them you can even get like a free primer when you buy it at Walmart, so definitely check out your local Walmart. Hands down the best drugstore palette I've tried in a while. Granted, it is a little pricey for the drugstore, but I would say it's worth it. I'm really impressed with the foundation. I think it looks really pretty on my skin. Definitely liked it better with a sponge. Definitely feel like it's very comfortable. Like, I don't feel like I have foundation on my skin, and obviously foundations, you need to like wear them for a while, see how they wear. My biggest thing with foundations is that after wearing them for like 4 hours, my skin always feels in need of moisture. I don't know what the deal is. And the combination of the Wet n Wild concealer and the Joa Beauty Selfie Ready powder in peach, I mean, like, I think my complexion just looks good right now, so take that with a grain of salt. Like, I feel like my under eye is nice and smooth. My skin looks really nice. Like, I feel like the complexion products all work together very nicely, which is good because sometimes in first impressions videos, like if one thing doesn't look good, then the rest of the look goes down south. This Milky Mist, guys, this is probably going to be gone in a month, if that. Like, I really like it. I love mists like this. I kind of want to get the other one too that has like oil in it that people rave about because I love mists. I can easily see this blush becoming a holy grail favorite of mine just because the color, like, it's not too intense. It's gonna go with like almost every single look, and it's so cheap. I love when stuff is cheap like this. The highlighter, I don't know if I'd buy it again, but I do like the color, and I think the color is more unique for the drugstore. Put off by the scent, it does kind of get everywhere, but I mean, I think it's pretty. I'll definitely reach for it. The mascara is definitely like a take or leave. I think my all-time favorite drugstore mascara is the Kokie Volume and Length, and I don't like this as much as that, and they're the same price. Like, I'll definitely try to use it on a daily basis to get my money's worth out of it, but I don't think I'd buy this again, especially when I love the Kokie Volume and Length so much more. Lips, they're not transferring to my teeth. I think the colors look really nice and mixed. The pink one might be a little too pinky for me, but I was also doing it with like a cool tone, very neutral look, so there's that. I would say this was a very successful drugstore first impressions. Like, I haven't done one of these in a very long time, if like ever. I feel like this turned out nicely. I did a look that's like not usual for me, which is always a plus. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below if you have any of these items, how you feel about them, if you're planning on picking any of these up. I will link everything down below as usual. That way, if you didn't like quite catch the name of something or whatever, you can at least reference it online for when you're going to get it in stores. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and you have my notifications on. I'll be posting first impressions videos all week. Not sure how many days, as many days as I can get up. And I'll see you in my next video.